Hello friends, welcome to my channel The Spice Route. There's been a lot of subscribers that have been asking for a recipe that I've been making for many years. It's called the tomato Thokku. It's a very Tamil recipe, or in Telugu you can call it the tomato pachadi, but this is being made in the Tamil style. What we have, the ingredients that we have here are obviously tomatoes. The tomatoes are about 7 to 8 Roma tomatoes, cut really fine, chopped really fine small pieces. And then we have the spices for the Thokku, which is this is otherwise known as the methi seeds or mendium. This is sambar powder. This is 2 spoons of sambar powder. This is regular chili powder, 2 teaspoons. 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chili powder. This is dry red chilies, about 3. About a stalk of curry leaves, which I have just tore apart, that is going to be used as well. We have gingerly oil or sesame oil, which is very famous in the south of India. This is urad dal or ultam baruppu for tempering. This is gur or jaggery, which we use at the very end. Again, for tempering, jeera, some salt, and for tempering we have the mustard seeds. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to be pouring about 2 tablespoons to 3 tablespoons of oil. This recipe requires a lot of oil, so that's about 3 tablespoons of oil that goes into the pan. Remember, this is technically a pickle, so it needs a lot of oil. In this, we are going to start with mustard seeds first, and also needs a lot of mustard seeds, so I'm going to go with about 1.5 teaspoons of mustard seeds now. To the mustard seeds, a lot of purists would say do not add jeera. I do. It adds phenomenal flavor to this. I'm adding about, again, less than a teaspoon of jeera, but more than half, about 3/4 of a teaspoon of jeera. To that, I add the urad dal. I mix it up. And to the same, I would add the methi seeds, the red chilies, and the curry leaves. I did forget to show you another ingredient, very important ingredient. It is the hing or asafoetida. We start with about one teaspoon of asafoetida in this, and we're going to mix it up. The heat is at medium right now. Once all of this is tempered well, at this point we add all of our tomato. Give this a good mix. And this whole process takes about a half hour, because the idea is for the tomatoes to completely let the water evaporate and then come to a jam-like consistency. So leave this, keep turning it every 5 or so minutes for the next 25 minutes or so, and I will tell you how much time it takes when I come back. Alright, so it's been about 15 minutes. The tomato has become about half. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add all our masalas now. Sambar powder. If you don't have regular homemade sambar powder, MTR or one of those brands would do. Red chili powder, turmeric powder, and Kashmiri red chili primarily for the color. It doesn't add any heat. So we're just going to put all of that in here. And I'm also going to add the salt to it at this point. I want the tomatoes to catch all that powder in the salt. I'm going to do about 2.5 teaspoons of salt. That's about 2.5 teaspoons. Remember, this is going to actually come down to be just about a cup or so, but it needs the spice level, so that's why it needs a little extra salt. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say 3. So 3 spoons of salt, 3 teaspoons of salt. Again, salt is to taste, so you guys can figure out, what's best for you. And then we're going to mix all this up really well. And again, I had this cooking at high heat for some time for the water to evaporate. So at this point, I'm still keeping it at high and cooking this. So you would notice that once we've added all the powders, it's all coming together. Now give it another 10 minutes or so, the water will evaporate even more, and then we will add just a couple of ingredients before we close this out. Alright, so about 25 minutes in, this is how it looks. So I just about a minute ago I reduced the flame to low just to show you guys. So what we're going to do right now is we are adding the last but one ingredient to it. This is about 1 tablespoon of jaggery or gur or bellam. So just add that in there. Anytime you make something sour, the jaggery enhances the taste, makes it taste really, really good. It's going to melt into the tomato thokku, and it'll make it taste really, really good. So now at this point, again, increase the heat back to a high or a medium high, and allow this to cook for another 5 minutes or so. And the water is going to evaporate a little more, and we finally finish it off with just a dash of hing to finish the thokku. That's it. So we are pretty much at the end of making the tomato thokku. We're just going to sprinkle a little bit of hing, not too much, just sprinkle some hing. It's just for the flavor. At the very end, mix it up. Typically, my mom or someone in our family would add dry roasted methi seeds powder and the hing together at the end. But since I added the methi in the beginning, this is an equally good way. The thokku tastes really good even this way. So you can absolutely enjoy this at home. Please do subscribe or like, and I will show you how once I plate this. Alright, so we're just plating this, and you would see the consistency and the color. It's a beautiful reddish brown, and just showing you how that is. We used about 7 or 8 Roma tomatoes. It's just turned out into a very small box, but obviously very spicy. Enjoy at home, subscribe, like, and click the bell icon when you get a chance.